Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're looking at the new releases for the Kharadron Overlords for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So first of all I want to say a massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us these early review copies to check out on the site. In this video we're going to be having a look at the kits, seeing how they all go together, and then in the second half of the video hopefully we'll have these built and painted, and then we'll chat about their rules and some of the new changes in the Kharadron Overlords Battle Tome, which is also up for pre-order. We also have a full write-up of the Battle Tome over on spruesandbrews.com, and I have more pictures of these built with some size comparisons to some of the models in the range as well. But yeah, some pretty cool releases. I wasn't expecting a big wave of stuff for the Kharadron Overlords in this Battle Tome release, but we've had a few cool things. So let's start with the character, the Null-khemist. So this guy is like an anti-priest, anti-wizard specialist for the Kharadron Overlords in a fully kind of like enclosed Endrin suit, and he looks really cool. Obviously kind of fully enclosed so he's not affected by spells, and this guy, off the top of my head, I think he does additional damage when he's fighting like manifestations and stuff, and he's got like a, I think he's got like a ward save aura against kind of being affected by power. So really cool, really nice idea to give the Kharadron some kind of like magical defense. And yeah, I'm excited to pick this one up. I've always fancied doing a fully kind of like aerial Kharadron list, so you know, ships obviously, but then all the other stuff in, you know, in their kind of balloon suits, and this guy fits that perfectly. So 40mm base in him, and let's have a look at the sprue. Now this guy is, Null-khemist, is £28, and it's a single kind of character sprue. Quite a few parts on this one. I don't know if there's any kind of like multiple builds you can do with this one. I think looking at the sprues, it's just going to go, kind of be one way you can build. I can't spot any multiple helmets or anything, for example. Again, it's probably not one you're going to have multiples of in your army anyway, so not a massive issue that it doesn't build kind of multiple different builds of them. We'll have a quick look at the instructions, see how he goes together. So yeah, this one looks like it's got a few parts, so take your time, just make sure you clean all the parts properly, because what you'll find with lots of small parts like this, if you leave bits of the kind of like runner attached to the part, it can make it difficult to fit properly. So taking that little bit of extra time to make sure you've clipped off all those little sprue knobs and, you know, clean them off with a knife, and then it should go together perfectly. So yeah, just the one build on this one. We've got some stats there, but again in the second half of the video we'll go through the rules from the Battle Tome. But yeah, he looks really cool. I really like that model. So that's the Null-khemist. We've also got the Vongrim Harpoon Crew. So this is a new kind of dual kit for the Kharadrons. You've got this Harpoon Crew armed with all the harpoons and stuff, and then it also builds the salvagers, who look a bit more piratey, I guess. You've got kind of hook hands and really cool looking beards. I really like the idea of these guys. I think it's this one can basically like set off a flare on an objective for your friendly ships to go in and get +1 to hit off the top of my head, which is a really cool idea. So yeah, really fun. Like I say, we'll talk kind of rule wise in the second half, but I quite fancy picking up a few boxes of these and kind of use them as my main infantry in the army, because okay, yeah, the ships can carry stuff, but I quite like the idea of the ships kind of flying along and then all like these guys flying alongside them. I just think that looks cool. So let's open it up and see what we get inside. So we have got 28mm bases by the look of things, and then 2 sprues here. So they've got quite a lot of detail and quite a lot of parts. Quite a few small parts on this one as well. But yeah, they look like they're going to be great fun to build. Loads of character 4 heads. I like that you've got the options for like helmeted heads and kind of unhelmeted. With the Kharadrons, one of the things I didn't like was the fact they looked a bit too robotical to me when they were all like in their enclosed suits. So any excuse to have them kind of with the heads and the beards on show, feeling like proper dwarfs, really does appeal to me. So that looks like a really, really nice kit. I'm looking forward to having a play with that. And then the other sprue, we've got more of those bodies. They're all kind of attached, so there's no like flying stands or anything for these ones, which I know a lot of people prefer, these kind of integrated kind of flying stands sculpted into part of the model rather than having an external plastic one. You know, kind of a lot of people will prefer that, so yeah, these are really cool. Can't wait to build and paint these guys. And yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up another box at least to make the other build of them, so that'd be really fun. So let's have a look at the instructions before we jump ahead though. So obviously this one's going to have more different multiple assemblies than the other kit we've just looked at, just from the the fact that it makes two different units. But it looks like those units too have got some different options. So yeah, they look very, very cool. Lots of different head options for these. Lots of different kind of like detailing options. Really fun. I'm really quite excited to see how these are on the table. I really like the kind of cutlasses and stuff the more kind of piratey looking guys have. That's really fun. So yeah, I think for the review I'll build these as the salvagers because they really do appeal. So yeah, a bit more of a complex kit just from the fact that it's got so many different, you know, builds to it, and across the two kind of like styles they do look quite different, so that's good. You know, pick up multiple kits, they're all going to look different for you. And again, we've got the rules there at the back, but really we'll talk about that in the second half of the video. So yeah, they're really cool. I'm really, really excited to work on them. Very, very awesome. So yep, so that's the Harpoon Crew / Salvagers, and then the final kit we've got in this kind of wave is the Zontari Endrin Dock. So this is cool. It's like a little repair dock for your ships, and then it can manufacture drones that go out and do stuff on the battlefield. And this is the new faction terrain piece for the Kharadron Overlords. One thing to note, unfortunately, the two kind of armies of renown in the book don't let you use any terrain pieces, sadly. So if you do want to use this one, you're going to have to run a generic kind of normal list out of the battle tome, which isn't a problem. It's just a shame that those are the ones that have access to it. But look at that, that's very cool. So if we open this up, I believe this is just one single sprue. So I think this will be a fairly easy build. So yeah, we've got the single sprue. We've got some 40mm bases for the drones, and then I don't know, 100mm base maybe for the dock itself. And then the dock looks quite a simple assembly. And obviously the parts for the drones are on there too. I really like this platform. This might be useful to use as kind of terrain as well. You know, in your games, I think you can make a nice little kind of like Kharadron trading post or something using a couple of these and some other bits of scenery. So yeah, they're really fun. Very much looking forward to building this one up because I think it looks really cool. Again, we'll have a look at the instructions before we jump to the second half of the video. And again, it looks fairly straightforward. We build up the kind of main central assembly and put it on the platform. And then yeah, just the detailing really. So looks quite easy to build. Don't think there's any need for sub-assemblies and the like there. And then we just build up the little drones as well. So yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, what we're going to do now is jump to the future. We'll have these built and painted, and we'll talk a little bit more about their rules. So over the last week in the UK, it has been hellishly hot, far too hot to paint. So I've managed to start painting these, haven't quite finished them yet, but hopefully an impression of what they look like in the flesh with the kind of Barrack Nar scheme that I'm putting together on these. I think in the first half of the video I might have missed some of the price on these as well, so we'll go through kind of what the units do, their rules in the game, and how much they are as well. So first of all, we've got the Null-khemist. Now he is £28, and he is a really nice kit. It's fully enclosed suit on him, so you haven't got quite the personality of some of them with the exposed faces and everything, but that kind of Endrin suit looks really, really cool with a really nice weapon there. So yeah, really enjoyed working on this one. I've not painted any, well, I think a few Kharadron Overlords in the past, but this will be the start of a new Kharadron army. This guy's nearly done, just need some highlights and basing and stuff done on him. So yeah, from a rules point of view, his little kind of range attack there's only got an 8-inch range but can shoot in combat with 3d6 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s, 1 rend, 1 damage, so kind of potential for a lot of attacks. And then in combat he's okay, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounded on 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage. The kind of main ability that he gives though is a 12-inch bubble that gives friendly Skyfarer units a 5+ ward save against spells, prayers and manifestations. So that's really cool for giving you a bit of protection from those. And then when he's targeting a priest, wizard or manifestation, it doubles the damage as well. So we go back to that 8-inch kind of 3d6 attack ability with damage 2 against priests and wizards and manifestations and stuff. That can be pretty good. Again, in combat he's got damage 4 with his melee weapon, so yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. I think he's going to be quite fun. I think he's going to be handy to have for that that ward save as well, to give you a little bit of protection for your guys, because otherwise they're going to be a little bit fragile from that. Next we've got the Harpoon Crew / Salvagers. I have actually built these guys up as the Salvagers because I think they look cooler. These guys are £37 and these have got loads of character on them. Like I said, I've done a little bit of painting on these. They're getting there. We need to carry on with some of the base colours and get the highlights working, but I think she's got a bit more progress on her too. Really, really characterful models. They appeal to me a lot more than the previous Endrin suit units that we had, and I think it's the exposed faces. I think they give them a bit more personality. They feel more, well, I guess dwarf-like, I suppose. With a little kind of pirate hook and stuff. The little kind of parrot on his shoulder. So yeah, really, really like these guys. Now I've built these as the Salvagers. So these guys, they're quite quick, being able to move 12 inches. They've got pistols, 10-inch range, 2 shots, 4s and 4s, no rend, 1 damage. So kind of okay stuff on them. And then in combat they get 3 attacks, crit 2 hits, 4s and 3s, 1 rend, 1 damage. Okay, again, but what you really take them for is their Spotter's Flare Gun. So they pick an objective within 9 inches of them, and on a 3+, any Seafarer units get +1 to hit, which is really cool. Then in addition, Salvagers and Harpoon Crew get +1 rend to melee weapons. So they're 2 rend with their close combat attacks then, which is pretty cool. The other build of them, the Harpoon Crew, have got anti-monster harpoons, which are pretty good. 2 attacks each, 3s and 3s, 1 rend, 1 damage. Obviously an additional rend against monsters. And then in close combat, yeah, kind of average attacks. 2 attacks, hits on 4s, wounds on 3s, 1 rend, 1 damage. Nothing kind of amazing there. But with their Endrin packs, if they're in combat, they can move 2d6 inches but have to end in combat. So what you can do is charge one unit and then like jetpack them over to another unit. So they're pretty fun. I like the look of these guys. I build them as the Salvagers, and I think using that flare to give you ships +1 to hit is really good. And again, you can make both these and the Harpoon Crew okay with the extra rend. 2 rend on like a 90-point unit is pretty handy, so they're pretty fun as well. And then obviously we have got the big terrain piece as well, which has got the big kind of forget what it's called now, the Zontari Endrin Dock, which basically ships kind of can dock onto, and it also comes with the 3 little drones as well that this thing manufactures and sends out. Really, really fun concept for a unit. This box is £40 and you get these and the drones. This thing has got 10 health. What it can do is when it's deployed, it can set up the drones within 6 inches of them, and then a sky vessel within 3 inches of it. You can repair them, healing 3 wounds, which is pretty good. And then they can also kind of remanufacture the destroyed kind of drones. Now the drones have all got different attacks. This thing can banish manifestations, which is pretty cool. The stun Endrin can basically reduce the control score of enemy units, making them quite handy for maybe stopping a unit from scoring when they get onto it. Reducing 10 from scoring is pretty good. And then the final one basically drops bombs on the enemy. It or a D3 and a 2+, it does that many mortal wounds, so they're pretty cool. They've only got 5 health each, but they move 12 inches with a 4+ save, and again you can manufacture new ones using the dock as well. So again, that's pretty fun. I quite like these. I wasn't expecting Kharadron Overlords to get a load of new units, so these definitely do seem really fun and lean into the definitely the more kind of Skyfarer side of things, which is cool. I think that is the visual appeal that I like as well. A couple of ships flying alongside with guys with jump packs flying alongside them. I think it's a really nice concept for an army. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing is working on these guys over the next few weeks as well, and trying to get a full Kharadron force together, because it's something I've always fancied doing. I've had some models up in the loft for ages, and painting up these guys for the reviews give me the excuse to get them out and start working on them, because I think they look really, really fun. Over on spruesandbrews.com, I do have a full write-up of the new Kharadron's battle tome as well. There's quite a few changes in there, so check that out if you are an existing Kharadron player. Quite a few rules have been tweaked. Profiles not so much, but the army rules have been reworded quite a bit, so check that out for the changes there. Dave's also written a full review of the Khorne battle tome as well, and then we have videos for the new Khorne hero and the Warhammer Underworlds warband here on YouTube as well. So if you have liked this video, why not give us a like, give us a follow, let us know in the comments if you are going to be starting a Kharadron Overlords army. Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks here at Sprues and Brews. We've been knee deep in Heresy, so if you're a Heresy player, all our content for that over on the website. It's good to see an Age of Sigmar release. 10 years old the game is now, and at the time of filming this I haven't seen the preview show yet, so possibly excitement to be had there for, I assume, Chaos Dwarfs or something on the horizon. It'll be really fun. We know that the Nighthaunt are coming too, so I think there's going to be a bit of Age of Sigmar love over the next few months as well, and we'll be checking it out here on the site as and when that happens too. But until next time, have a great weekend, and we will see you soon.